Hello, welcome back to our channel. Glad to see you here. We have a new video for you. A couple of days ago we received in our Gmail this email, which was centered around an online offer, empowerment, improvement, and so forth. And we noticed that they were using the biblical scripture from the Old Testament, book of Numbers 16:47-48, which reads, Aaron did as Moses said and ran into the midst of the assembly, or the house of Israel. The plague had already started among the people, but Aaron offered incense. Supposedly they carried a disease in their testes. The Egyptians called it bobos, and that's according to Tacitus, the Histories, AD 70, book 5, and that's why they were ousted from Egypt, because their pigs had leprosy and they had this bobos in their groin. So yeah, Aaron did as Moses said and ran into the midst of the assembly, the house of Israel. The plague had already started among the people, but Aaron offered incense. He stood between the living and the dead, and the plague stopped. So there's a miracle there. Miraculously, the plague stopped. Incense was the reason why it stopped the plague. And incense was the one thing that stood between those who lived and those who died. Yeah, this is according to this ad offer for this product. Okay, we blanked out a lot of it, so we hopefully don't get a copyright claim or a copyright strike. We're just using it to stress a particular topic and what it really means. So we decided to look online and look at the book of Numbers, New International Version, 16:47-48, says the same thing. So Aaron did as Moses said and ran into the midst of the assembly. The plague had already started among the people, but Aaron offered the incense and made atonement for them. He stood between the living and the dead, and the plague stopped. Okay, Numbers 16:47-48 and it's 47 in other translations. The King James Version, the ESV, English Standard Version, New Living Testament, CSB. Okay, there's an introduction here. Introduction to Numbers 16. This chapter gives an account of a sedition of Korah and others against Moses and Aaron, Numbers 16:1-4, with whom Moses expostulates and shows the unreasonableness of their clamour against Aaron, Numbers 16:5-11. Sends for Dathan and Abiram, who were in the confederacy but refused to come, which greatly angered Moses, Numbers 16:12-15. Orders Korah and his company to appear before the Lord the next day, with Aaron to have the controversy decided, Numbers 16:16-18. When all the congregation of the house of Israel gathered together, would have been consumed had it not been for the intercession of Moses and Aaron, Numbers 16:19-22, and who, being separated from the rebels by the command of the Lord, some of the rebels were swallowed up in the earth, and others destroyed by fire from heaven, Numbers 16:23-35. And the censers were made a covering for the altar, as a memorial of their sin, Numbers 16:36-40, on which there was a new insurrection of the people, which brought a plague upon them. Okay, because they were rebellious against Aaron, Moses, and God, the people received this plague. Okay, and destroyed 14,700 persons, and which was stopped at the intercession of Aaron, Numbers 16:41-50. Yeah, and there's some more here. Get away from this assembly so I can put an end to them at once. And they fell face down. Then Moses said to Aaron, take your censer and put incense in it, along with burning coals from the altar, and hurry to the assembly to make atonement for them. Wrath has come out from the Lord, and the plague has started. So Aaron did as Moses said, and ran into the midst of the assembly. The plague had already started among the people, but Aaron offered the incense and made atonement for them. He stood between the living and the dead, and the plague stopped. But 14,700 people died from the plague, in addition to those who had died because of Korah. Is that the tribe where the dark lady in the Book of Solomon, or the Song of Songs, came from? The lady who was out in the field and she became dark because she was forced to do the work, her family's work, by her family. Then Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance to the tent of meeting, for the plague had stopped. Okay, so that's rendition, or that translation of that. Go to another one online, and the Mormons have latched onto that. I don't think this is in their book. I was going to check it out, but I didn't. Chapter 16, Korah, Dathan, Abiram and 250 leaders rebel and seek priestly offices. The earth swallows the 3 rebels and their families. Fire from the Lord consumes the 250 rebels. Israel murmurs against Moses and Aaron for slaying the people. The Lord sends a plague from which 14,700 die. Now Korah, the son of Ishah, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan of Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and on the sons of Peleth, and on the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men, etc. And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord. And then when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face, and he spake unto Korah and unto all his company, saying, Even tomorrow the Lord will show who are his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him. Even him who hath chosen will he cause to come near him, and so forth. Okay, so go right down to 47, 48. Okay, it's the same as what we read up. Aaron took as Moses commanded and ran into the midst of the congregation, probably just different wording. And behold, the plague was begun among the people, and he put on incense, this is probably King James Version, and made an atonement for the people. And he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed. Now they that died in the plague were 14,700 beside them that died about the matter of Korah. So we also went to another website online, Bible Gateway, and there is the chapter again, 16 to 49 or 50. So let's have a look at 47. Yeah, basically the same. That's what we read up. And the last one we went to Bible Hub, because Bible Hub has commentaries, pulpit commentaries, and this one from Ellicott's commentary for English readers, and ran into the midst of the congregation. This is verse 47. And ran into the midst of the congregation. The whole occasion was an extraordinary one. On ordinary occasions, incense might only be offered on the golden altar within the holy place in which the priest ministered. Matthew Henry's concise commentary. 1641 to 50, the gaping earth was scarcely closed before the same sins are again committed, and all these warnings slighted. Barnes' note on the Bible, a striking proof of the efficacy of that very aromatic priesthood which the rebels had presumed to reject. The incense offering which had brought down destruction when presented by unauthorized hands, now in the hands of the true priest, is the medium of instant salvation to the whole people. Aaron, by his acceptable ministration and his personal self-devotion, foreshadows emphatically in this translation the perfect mediation and sacrifice of himself made by Christ. And there's plenty more commentary there. There's even a longer one on the right here. Keel and Delitzsch, biblical commentary on the Old Testament. So, in sum, the censer filled with coals and incense cured the people of this plague. So what this website advert, or this offer is saying that these spiritual incense sticks were the reason why these people were cured of the plague, and they're referring to it in the sense that it'll take away all your stress, all your problems, right? No more binaural beats, no more meditation, all this other stuff. Yeah, you have to have a look at the offer to see what you think of it and purchase it, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so yeah, basically that's it. They're saying that, or they were saying that incense, proper incense, spiritual incense, if you're still sinning, just breathe it in and you'll desist. Okay, whether you believe that or not, I think there's more to it than just that. This is a gimmick to sell their particular spiritual incense sticks or whatever. Well, that's totally over to you, but who knows if he's going back to the Talmud and saying, well, the Talmud says this, actually speaks of it, maybe the Torah, the Bible, etc., then yeah, there's probably power there through those spiritual incense sticks from the ancient of days. You could probably, if you could find out what they were made up of, what ingredients, it probably would work for you, but you might have to be some sort of a rabbi or priest for it to actually work, because as it said, in the right hands it removed the plague, whereas the rebels took it and they caused the plague, and 47,000 people suffered because this incense, or the censer with coals and incense, was taken by them and it was in the wrong hands. Okay, so if you found that interesting, we had no idea that was in the book of Numbers. We're glad we found it. Go have a look at this website if you want to know more about spiritual sticks and incense and stuff. It's called spiritualsticks.com. Okay, you might find it quite interesting. You might even buy their product. You know, you might find it really good. Yeah, they made the claim that if you're sinning, just breathe in and you'll desist. Okay, so if you liked this little video, subscribe to our channel, give us a like, add your comments down below, and then go share it with your family, friends and others.